Well, good evening, CrossPoint students.
Hello,
Glad to
hello.
see you guys. Yo.
Good seeing you guys. Hi.
Oh, look, you got a shout out too. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice.
I feel special.
Yeah, what? Oh, you did?
Yeah,
excellent.
exactly.
That's great. Glad to hear it. All right, guys. Well, let's get into it. Glad you're here. My name's Kyle. This is Dawson. For those of you who maybe are new with us, if you are new, we want to make sure to catch you at some point before small group to make sure that you're headed in the right direction. We'd love to say hi, get to know you a little bit, and we hope you have a really awesome first night here.
Yeah.
We have a handful of things we want to let you guys know about before we get into the really good stuff here tonight. And we'll start with, what should we start with? I don't know what order I put them in.
I don't know what order you put them in either.
I'm going to guess Retreat was the first one. Let's see.
Yeah, good job, Kyle.
Did you actually do that, sound people? Was that actually the first one? Oh, we'll never know. Ryan
Good
is
job,
like
Kyle. You
keeping
got
it
it
close
right.
to the vest. Anyway, all right. First thing I want to mention to you guys. So who here had signed up to go to Retreat back when we were supposed to go in January? Yes, there's a handful of you. Excellent, excellent. All right, well, Omicron, COVID had one big last hurrah.
It really did.
It seems to be going away, like, knock on wood, I hope. But it was, like, really intense for that week. We needed to postpone Retreat, and so we pushed it back to March 18th to 20th. Middle school is going to be going up the 18th.
In the afternoon after school.
In the afternoon after school. All those details are on the website, but middle school will be up there for half the time. High school will be up there for the other half.
Yep.
And what's like the, in case maybe they've forgotten or didn't know in the first place, what's kind of the content that we're going to be going through? Do you remember?
Yeah, we're going to be talking about surrender.
We're going to be talking about surrender. So, if we ever think of the word surrender, probably it's in the negative. But the Bible actually has a lot to say about how we are supposed to live our lives surrendered to Jesus. And that's hard. That's hard to do. And we want to give you guys some time to process that, all right? And so that'll be a really good time. It'll be quiet. It'll be a getaway from all the hustle bustle. And we would really love to see you come be a part of that. There's details, information, and the registration link at crosspointstudents.org. We'd love to see all of you there.
Go register.
Go register.
The next one.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
The next one is
Vertigo Remix.
Vertigo Remix.
Woo!
Okay.
Glad they're excited for this one.
Now, we weren't together last week. You guys were all at your Live Like night last week, which I hope you guys had an awesome time.
I had a good time.
Saw a number of you posting photos and stuff. It's cool to get to see that. But the week before, we opened registration for our summer camp.
We did.
Vertigo, and it filled up like within 1 minute.
It was a minute.
It was a minute.
It was a minute.
I didn't have faith in you guys, but it was literally 1
I didn't
minute.
either. That was so
well
fast.
Over 25 people signed up. Our starter pack winners, congratulations to you guys. We posted those. And so we're in full on like promoting camp, getting excited about camp, planning camp stuff out. But we live in that world, so we're really excited about it. But we want to invite you guys in to get you excited about it too.
We want to get you guys hyped and ready.
One of the ways that we do that is over spring break, where we have a little bit more time. Maybe some of you are traveling, but for those of you who are here, we do something every year that we call Vertigo Remix. Who's here has been to one before? Yeah, so a lot of you have been to one before. Dawson, what can they expect if they show up on the Wednesday during spring break for Vertigo Remix?
All of our favorite things about Vertigo. Teams.
Team competitions.
Worship.
Awesome worship time. Is that all
prizes?
you like? Is that all you like about camp?
That's all I like about camp.
Yes, there'll be prizes, there'll be giveaways, there'll be food. It's basically all of our favorite things about camp crammed into a 2-hour section on that night.
Non-stop 2 hours. You're going, going.
You will have a blast. It'll be a lot of fun. It's totally free, but we need you to register, okay? Because that's how you'll get in the drawing for the different prizes, okay? So be sure to register before that day comes. We'll continue to remind you. And we'll also encourage you. Invite someone to come with you to this. If there's someone who you think, hey, they might be willing to come to camp, they might enjoy camp or benefit from it, what a great first taste of what that could be, right?
Free food, free. Who doesn't like that, right?
All good, all good.
Also
during that week, though, in case Vertigo Remix isn't enough for you, we're going to be doing something that we do every year called Winter Week. Winter Week. And so Winter Week is every single day we will do a drawing for some kind of perk at camp. Things like a snack run. Some staff will run down and get you your choice of snack from there's like Taco Bell, there's 7-Eleven, there's all kinds of things you can send them off to. Like getting out of cleaning your cabin at the end of a week.
My personal favorite, pick your team color.
Pick your team color. Ooh. There'll be all these different things that you could win for your experience at camp, but
there's a catch.
There's one catch. What is it?
You have to be registered before Winter Week.
You have to be registered to be in the drawing for Winter Week, right? Even if it's just a down payment?
Yep, just the $50, got my name in there, that's all.
Then you will be in the drawing for these different prizes. So if you want in on Winter Week, which I would recommend that you do, there's going to be good stuff, be sure to get registered before that so that you are in the drawing for those prizes. Cool? Awesome. I think we got one last thing to mention here, and that is... two things. First one is our worship team. You guys look up here every single week. You see all kinds of students leading in worship. We love that. We love the involvement that they've had. We want to invite more of you guys to come be a part of that if you're interested. And so we have applications available at
in the back,
the Welcome Center, at the back, online, everywhere you could find them. So if you're interested, check it out. Come talk to us. We would love to get you involved, all right? And then the final thing is we also have a group of students who do student leadership. Those applications are supposed to be due tonight. If you've been dragging your feet or you missed it, come talk to us because we'd really love to get those students involved who care about CrossPoint students and want to make it the best thing it can possibly be, all right? Okay, I know that was a lot of information. Be looking on Remind. Instagram will continue to push this stuff. You will not be out of the loop. Today is a special day. Did you know that?
Is it?
It's not actually that special. But today is something in particular. Do you remember what it is, Dawson?
It is National Old Person's Day.
Well, that is accurate.
Yeah.
I didn't need Jacob to say that about me. Rude. But while it is National Old Person Day, it is also another national holiday, which is National Banana Cream Pie Day.
Oh.
Which seems to go hand in hand, because who likes banana cream pie other than old people? Am I right?
It's chewy and mushy.
Is there anybody in here who actually likes you guys are old souls.
Never
You're old
had
souls,
it.
Man.
It's
I just can't do it. And so we decided that in lieu of to celebrate the Banana Cream Pie Day, we're going to have a good old-fashioned pie eating contest.
Yeah.
All right? And so, here, Dawson, why don't you pick people? I'll bring that over here. Hey, Jess,
we need two people.
Hey, Jessica, can you help me?
We need you to be able to eat pie fast and not make a mess, okay? Those are the two criterias. All right, we got back there, and that guy right there. All right, so here's how it is. There will be two pies up here. They're not big. They might be a little frozen. We have forks if you want them. Yeah, just stand here and here. I think forks will go a little too slow, so I'd recommend using your hands. So here they are, the amazing pies. Yeah, quarter pie. I didn't want them to throw up because of too much pie. Here we go.
We also want you to finish this assignment.
I mean,
you know?
All right, you guys got your pie.
Are we doing multiple rounds or what's the deal
just
here?
one round.
Okay, is these the only people who want to eat banana cream pie?
No,
a lot of you put your hands up. What?
Oh, we're putting all of them? Oh, okay, so we got four more pies.
We
got four more pies. One right there.
One big one. Let's go.
One right there. One right there. Ryan. All right, I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's how many pies I got.
Oh, that one's a half a pie. I don't think anybody wants that.
All right, there we go.
All right, let's see here. We got...
Okay.
Can you opt out, like at this moment? I guess.
All right, we need one more person.
Okay.
Right back there. Yeah. Oh.
Ryan. I just overheard Ryan give a confession that I think
get on the other side.
Be great for the rest of us in watching him. What did you just say that I overheard?
I said I just ate dinner. I shouldn't be doing this.
Ooh.
So we might get to see some banana cream throw up in here. So that's always exciting.
Can we get a trash can?
I'll
go.
You got one, right? Does everyone have one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we got one.
You got one?
For
All
everyone.
right, Brian, you might want to scoot in a little bit. Wow. You do not have to use the fork. You can do whatever you want.
But I will say this. You need to eat all of it. So if you pick up your plate, and just like toss half of it on the ground, that is not going to go well for you. All
also,
right?
you have to start with it on the floor.
We'll uphold the integrity of the pie eating contest.
Yes.
All right. Okay. What do you think this is?
This is professionalism.
Yeah, this is high class pie eating contest. Okay. I think everybody's ready. Is everyone feeling good? Feeling ready? Feeling motivated? I feel like this is going to go kind of quick. I won't lie.
This is going to be good.
All right. Now, just maybe even to just get you guys a little bit of the camp spirit, I need you to help me do a quick countdown from 3. You want to do 3?
5. Why not?
Oh,
yeah, 2.
Dawson's getting crazy
5.
up in here. 5, all right? So I need you to count down with me from 5. When we reach 0?
0, yeah.
When we reach 0, you guys can start, all right? Dawson, make sure to pay attention.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right. You guys can do this. I know you were at school. You're like, oh, I don't want to participate. You can get nice and loud and get the juices flowing.
Ready.
All right, ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, start out. We got multiple strategies.
Let's hear it for
Let's
our
get some
contestants
cheering.
here. Cheer them on.
A lot of hands. We got the fork going on around here. Oh, look at this go. Look at this go.
Avonlea is taking a very measured, moderate approach to this pie eating contest.
Slow and steady wins the race.
Ryan, you're looking pretty good there, man. Joanna's ready. Lindsay is demolished that thing, but now it's messy. That's the problem.
It is.
With
You got to
Lindsay.
clean
she
the
has
plate.
Lots of little bits
she has to
to
lick
get.
up a lot.
I feel like Avonlea is just like trolling all of us right now.
I think
like,
she just wanted
I'll
pie.
eat this in my dang well good time over here.
Yeah. Okay, they're slowing down a little bit.
They're slowing down because I think nobody's cheering them on. I think
come on,
they
guys.
need a little encouragement over here. You all right, Lindsay? You gonna make it? That pie was like the same.
Oh!
Ryan Harmon. We'll do a quick spot check. That's fair.
That's pretty good.
That's it.
That's pretty good.
Guys, we have our first place winner, the one, the
Give
only
him a hand, Ryan
Harmon. I am impressed. Shall we go for second place? Shall we see who comes
second
in
place.
See who
I
comes
think
in
we might
second?
have it over here. We're close.
Avonlea, you're kind of like slow and steady wins the race over here. Look at that. We have our second place winner.
Yeah.
And I think our third place is gonna have
4
to
broads.
be Nathaniel. All right, we
Give
got
him a
first, second,
hand.
third. Congratulations to Ryan, Joanna, and Nathaniel. Great job, guys.
Good job, everyone.
So, Avonlea, I just couldn't help but notice just how planned out and cool and collected you were during this. Could you share with the group? I know how you love to do that. Just a little bit of like your strategy going into this, because I think it was pretty compelling. I won't lie.
Yeah, I was just hungry, so.
That's why she volunteered for this game. So, are you a fan of banana cream pie?
I've never had it before.
So, verdict?
It was good.
It was good. You heard it here, folks. It was good. All right. Hey, give it up one more time for all our contestants. Good job, guys.
Take
Good
your
job.
pie.
Here, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan wins the pie. That was the
Here's
winner.
your prize, man. Ryan, here's your prize. half of another one, all right? All right, guys. Well, we're off to a good start. That was a lot of fun. I need everyone on their feet. This is something that we do every single week called the 5-Minute Connect. It gives us a chance to connect with other people in our group. We're one big happy family here. And so there's a few questions to kind of help get the conversation started. You can check out our first one up here on the screen now.
First question is, today is National Old Person Day, like we learned. What old person things do you do? Molly, what old person things do you do?
I go to bed at 8 o'clock every night.
Wow, that's early.
Wait, what? What am I? Oh, I sew.
That's a good skill. I don't think that's an old person thing. That's a good skill. Good job. Good old people things to do. Ooh, lounge chairs. Very old person thing, very good thing. All right, the next question is, what is your perfect weekend getaway? Mine's golfing with Luke. I think that'd be a good time. Doing the old 9-iron. Hey, what's Josh's, what's yours?
Being alone.
Being alone, nice solitude. Really relax. De-stress. You want to know what mine is? Nope. Perfect weekend getaway, Doug. What do you got?
Disneyland.
Ooh, Disneyland. What's your favorite ride?
Space Mountain.
Ooh, Space Mountain. Classic. Will never change until they get rid of it. And our next question is, what is one food you keep trying because you want to like it, but just can't get there? Emily, any food you keep trying, but you still don't like it?
Honestly, probably raisins, because I hate them, but they're good for you, so.
Hey, that's a solid answer, raisins. I love raisins. Jacob?
I'm allergic to carrots, and I threw up the last time I ate them, but I keep eating them.
Doesn't sound the wisest, but hey, carrots are good. They're good for you.
I would say raviolis, but I just hate those, so no.
Raviolis. For me, it's peaches. I want to try them. I want to like them. Just can't get there. Just can't get there. All right, next question. If you had to choose between only having a cell phone or a car for the rest of your life, which would you choose? What'd you say?
Car.
Ooh, car. Good pick, good pick. I'd pick car too.
Car.
Car, that's 3 for cars. All right, yeah, cell phone's kind of overrated. Car or cell phone for the rest of your life?
No, not him.
Car or cell phone for the rest of your life?
Car.
Car, that's 4 for car.
I think that's a hard decision, but car.
5 for car. Man, dude, everyone just wants a car for the rest of your life.
Cars are better because you can actually travel and go wherever you want. It's also difficult. I would have a phone because you can just take the bus or the subway. Very smart.
That's true, that's true. What dance move are you secretly awesome at? I want to see you guys doing some of these secretly awesome dance moves. I'm good at none of them, but hopefully some of you guys are good at them. Secretly good dance move. Fantastic, guys. So glad you've gotten a chance to connect with each other. I'd like to invite you to kind of come on up here toward the front if you want to, because now we have an opportunity to connect together with Jesus. So come on up, end those conversations. Give me your attention up here for just a moment. Bring it in, bring it in. So what we're going to do now is something that we get to do every single week, pretty much, where we get to go before Jesus, and we get to sing truth about who he is and to him. And that's a really cool thing. It's something that Christians have been doing for a long, long, long time. Followers of God have been doing for a long, long time. And it's cool because it involves like multiple senses in our body and in our mind, and it gives us an opportunity to connect with God in a really like
organic way. And there's emotion involved with that. There's commitment involved with that. There's intellect involved with that. And we know that this isn't necessarily like everyone's jam. And maybe you're here tonight and you're like, I don't even know what I necessarily even think about Jesus at all. That's totally cool. There's like no pressure. We're not forcing you to do anything like this. But we would ask that we be good to everyone around us. And so that means that we're not a distraction to the people around us, all right? And so we'd encourage you, man, don't like run off to the bathroom. Don't like be having a bunch of side conversations. If all you got in you tonight is just to sit and like let these words kind of wash over you, then that's totally cool. But we don't want to be a distraction for the people around us who want to engage and want to sing these words out. And we're gonna discover tonight as we sing just how incredibly good and how incredibly faithful God is to us. So let's just sing out with that heart, with that attitude as we get going here tonight. Let's do it. As I reflect, I find perspective. They're in the worst and best days of this life. You were always by my side. You're in the pain, you're in the promise. And on the days the furnace finds my faith, you're the fourth within the flames. I don't need to know what the future says, 'cause if the past could talk, it would tell me this: my God isn't finished yet. If we did it before, we can do it again. So I'll trust Him with what comes next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. Yeah, my hindsight says I can trust Him with what's next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. Further ahead than what's behind me, 'cause through the highs and lows and in betweens, God, you go ahead of me. And where you call me, I will follow. And in the waterfalls beneath my feet, then you'll pull me from the deep. I don't need to know what the future says, 'cause if the past could talk, it would tell me this: my God isn't finished yet. If He did it before, He can do it again. So I'll trust Him with what comes next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. Yeah, my hindsight says I can trust Him with what's next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. My God isn't finished yet. If He did it before, He can do it again. So I'll trust Him with what comes next. 'Cause my hindsight says I can count on this. My God isn't finished yet. If He did it before, He can do it again. So I'll trust Him with what comes next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. Yeah, my hindsight says I can trust Him with what's next. For the God I know is known for faithfulness. Man, I don't know if that's like words that you can sing because you mean it, or if those are words that you need to sing because you need to believe it. And the cool thing about worship is like that can be both. Sometimes we can sing with all the confidence in the world that what we're singing we fully believe, and sometimes we need to just say those words in desperation and trust what we have seen happen. And that's why this song is so cool. It feels kind of just like an upbeat, fun song. But man, if we sit and we listen to those lyrics, like the reality of hindsight, being able to see what has come behind us and using that truth to decide how we're going to see what's in front of us, our hindsight tells us that God is faithful.
that God is good to us, that he cares for us, that he has our back. And that's really important for us to grasp and to understand, especially in a world that feels so unstable all the time, right? You guys are not dumb. You see what's going on in the world. You see what's happening in Eastern Europe and the Ukraine, and you see how people are responding to it all over the world, and it feels really shaky sometimes, right? It seems really like things are just 2 ticks away from falling apart. And even if it did, what we can count on because of what we know about who God is that he would still be faithful even if the rest of the world was shattering to pieces. And that's true on a global scale. That's true on the big picture stuff in life. That's true during wars and pandemics. But you know what? That's also true in the secret of your heart and of your mind where you're like, I am worthless. I don't have what it takes. There's no way that God could care about me. This sin thing in my life, it's never going away. Like my priorities are all messed up. The same God who's faithful in the middle of all that insanity is faithful during like the craziness that goes on inside of us too. And he tells us exactly who we are. He tells us that we are his kids and that he has chosen, not because he had to, because he chose to adopt us into his family. We're going to be talking a lot about family tonight. And whether you have really weird baggage about family or not, God's a perfect father. In his family, while we're kind of broken because we're human beings, it is beautiful when we embrace it. But one step that is necessary in that, and I would just encourage you to do tonight, is we got to see ourselves clearly. As messed up as we are, yeah, but as incredibly valuable to God enough, he would lay down his life so that we could have relationship with him. So as we sing this next song that tells us from his word who we are, maybe just again, sing that out. Even if you don't fully believe it, sing it out as a prayer, desperate to believe what God has made so clear. Let's sing it together.
Oh creatures catch your breath, transforming in pursuit of what you say. If it all reveals a nature so alive, I can see your heart in everything you say. Every painted sky, a canvas of your gave your life to let them show alive. Like you would again 100 billion times. But what measure could amount to your desire? You're the one who never leaves the one behind.
Tonight we're going to be talking about how we are all a part of God's family. And so our worship today has been focused on the fact that we are children of God. We are his sons and daughters. And the message we're about to hear talks more about that, but also about our response to being his children, and how if all of nature and all of creation praises God, then so will I. We are so privileged to worship our Creator and our Father along with all of his creation. So the message is about to happen. You guys can sit down and we'll get started.
How are you guys doing tonight? Hi, hello. Good to see you guys. So as you guys noticed, we didn't split up. And that's not because we forgot, but we're going to stay together for these next couple series, for these next couple sermons. So hope you guys get used to it. I really like talking to all of you guys at the same time. First of all, maybe because I like to be on the stage, actually, not down on the floor. So it's like a little overlording over you guys. Not really, but I do like to talk to all of you guys at the same time. So like people have talked about, like they talked about, this is the start of a new series. So the past series we've talked about, we just ended 2 weeks ago, right? We talked about obeying in everything. And I won't have you guys try to recap what that was, because 2 weeks ago you guys did a horrible job back then, and it's been 2 weeks, and hopefully you guys remember some of it. But that was about obeying. And so this next one is called One. And it's really about us being one. Like they said in worship, about us being one family. Right? So here's the reason why we're going this direction. The past series is like I've talked about. We've talked about following God, about having intimacy with God, about obeying God. And here's the thing. Those are all kind of solo series. Like the follow God, that's something you can do on your own, right? You need to follow God. The knowing God, that's something you do. That's something you need to know. The obey, it's you obeying. But us being Christians, it's not a solo thing. We don't do this by ourselves. Right? It's not God and us. It's God, us, and the family around us. It's us being one. So if you guys saw on the Instagram, we posted a little teaser about what this series is. And if you guys are like me and just like stuff and scroll and not even read it, you probably missed it. So I'm going to reread it just so that we're on the same page. We live in such a disconnected and isolated world. But God's plan for us is so much better than that. He wants us to be connected with each other as friends and even family. He wants us to be one. So that's what these next 3 weeks are going to talk about. But tonight we're starting with how we see each other and how we need to see each other as one. So the first question is how do we see each other right now? Like the people around you, how would you see them? Well, there's really, in a worldly sense, there's only 3 ways you can see people. The first way is you can see them in a positive light, right? You can look at a person and have positive thoughts about them. You can enjoy being with them. Maybe enjoy the person that you're sitting next to. When a Wednesday night comes and rolls around, you see them and you're like, oh, my Wednesday night just got a lot better. Just to add some joy into this life, everyone look at one of those people that just brings joy whenever they come to a Wednesday night. So, yeah. But you guys know what positive outlooks on people are. You guys probably have hopefully more positive outlooks than not on people. So it's viewing people in a positive light. Then the other way you can view people and look at people is the complete opposite, and that's in a negative light, right? Maybe the person you're sitting next to you don't like. Maybe they don't bring you joy. Maybe they bring you discomfort or sadness. And when you go to a Wednesday night, you're like, oh, so-and-so is here, and that kind of ruined my night. Don't look at them, because we're going to be mature and not do that. But you can do that. Those are the two ways. And then the third way is just a neutral view of someone. Like, you don't even know they exist. If someone told you their name, you'd have no clue who they were, right? They're just a nameless face, a nameless person, and it's just a neutral light. So that's kind of the three ways that we can view people. Maybe it's a mix of the both, a frenemy situation where you like some parts of people, but then when they get around another person, then you really dislike them, or maybe you just never really even met someone. And as Christians, we want to think that the first one is probably what we should have, right? It's like we should probably have a positive view on everyone, right? The like love everyone Christian. Like, well, if you love everyone, that means that you just like everyone. You have a positive view on everyone. And I hope that maybe you guys would have a positive view, but I think you guys probably have a neutral view on most people, or at least I'd hope so, because there's 7 billion people in the world, and I don't think that you've met all of them. So I hope you haven't formed any opinions on all of them yet. But here's the thing. That's not how God calls us to view each other. God doesn't call us to view each other in just a positive, negative, or neutral light. He calls us to so much more than that. He calls us to see each other as family. It's called the family of believers. When we accept Jesus into our life, when we lay down our arms and surrender, when we say, Jesus, I've messed up, I've sinned, I need you to save me. When we say, Jesus, come take rule of my life and let your kingdom come. When we've been saved, we are adopted into the family of God. We are adopted by God. Romans 8:14 through 15 really just says this beautifully, if that will be on the screen. Romans 8:14 through 15. For all who are led by the Spirit of God are sons of God. For you did not receive the spirit of slavery to fall back into fear, but you have received the spirit of adoption as sons by whom we cry, Abba, Father. So that verse just lays it out perfectly. When we are accepted by God, when we ask for forgiveness, when we have the Holy Spirit come on us, we have the spirit of adoption. And can we just take a moment to just sit on that? That the God who created this whole place, the God who created the smallest ant to the largest mountain, the creator of everything, not only wants to know you, he not only made you in your super unique way, but he wants you to be his child. He wants you to call him Abba, Father. That kind of just blew my mind just thinking about that as I was going through this. So we're called to see each other as family, right? But why is the difference? Why is there need to be a difference? Well, the way we see people or the way we see things, the lens we have in the world affects the actions and the steps we take out of that. I'll give you an example of this to try to help you guys wrap your head around it. I did this thing called Trek. Have any of you guys heard of Awana? Okay, a couple of you guys. Awana, it's a kids program. You do verses, you get candy, all the fun things. And there was this program called Trek. It was in the late years of when I was 11 and 12. And we had this thing called a penny drive. It's where we would round up pennies and send them off to missionaries in other countries. I think this one we were sending them off to Russia, ironically. And so we would gather up pennies and we'd send them off. And we'd do this thing called outreach pennies, where we'd go out to the neighborhood, go door to door, knock, tell them our mission, tell them about Jesus, and ask if they wanted to donate any pennies. So me and my cousin were doing this, the dynamic duo, as we were called by probably no one. But we were going out. Thank you, I appreciate that. We were going out, and we got to this one house. And I'm sure you guys know what a sketchy house looks like. I don't think I have to describe it. You're just like, maybe we don't want to knock at that door. That was my thought. It was kind of worn down. There was lights flashing. It was dark. I'm sure there was an owl hooting around somewhere. But my mind was, because I saw it as sketchy and dangerous, I'm like, we should just skip that house, right? They probably don't need Jesus, and I don't want to get mugged. I didn't want to get kidnapped. But my cousin, thankfully, saw that as an opportunity to tell someone about Jesus. And he convinced me that we should go knock on the door, right? So I'm up there trembling in my boots, knock at the door, and I hear dogs barking and a lady yelling, and I wanted to run so fast out of there. But nope, my cousin stayed there, and it was the right choice. Because we talked to her, she was a super nice lady. We told her about Jesus, about our mission, and about how we were like raising money for these missionaries overseas. And because of our view, the way that we saw that house, we had two choices. We had two different actions we wanted to take. Mine was to run and flee. His was to stay. And thankfully we stayed because she gave us the most pennies and we won the penny drive because of that. But also, the way we see things, if we see it one way, we're going to miss other things. Have you guys ever heard of the thing called focus blindness? I think is what it's called. Yeah, Josh knows it. That's a psych major over there. I don't know what it is. But focus blindness is where you're so focused on one thing that you miss everything else going around it, right? There's this one video that's a super good example about this. It's a bunch of guys playing basketball, and the title of the video is Try to See How Many Times They Pass the Ball, right? So you're counting how many times they pass the ball to each other. I think it's like 21 or whatever. And then at the end of the video, you think you did so good because you focused, you were looking. Your view on the situation was, I need to look at the basketball. That you missed the big monkey, the guy in a monkey suit that just walks across the screen. Because you're so focused in on the basketball that you forget everything else that's going wrong. You don't see anything else happening. So that's why this is important for us to see each other in two different ways. We could see each other how the world wants us to see it, in positive, negative, or neutral, or we could see each other as family. So what does seeing each other as family actually look like? Right? What does it even mean? I know some of you guys don't have the best reference for what a family looks like. And that's 100% the cause of the fall, of our sin, of living in a broken world. That, of course, things like that, something that God has made, the family, is something that's going to be broken. There's no perfect family here. There are some families that are much, much worse than others. But God created the family. He created it for a reason. And just because we don't have a perfect example of it here, there's ways in this world that still reflect that true family that we have. So one of the things when we see each other as family we do is we never give up on family. Family never gives up on family, right? As it says in Proverbs 17:17, Liam, thank you. A friend loves at all times, and a brother is born for adversity, right? Your family is born to be there for you. When we're family, we're there for each other. There's this one super famous franchise that actually got this right, the Fast and the Furious, right? It's all about family and being there for each other and just never giving up on family. Or at least that's what I hope it's about, because I've only seen one movie. So I just got that from just memes and people talking about it and all that. But I hope that's what it is. But they got that right? That never giving up on family. That no matter how many times we fail each other, no matter how many times we give up on one of us gives up, the other person can't give up on family. It's like that small group, that person in your small group that seemed to be going the wrong way, seems to be making some bad choices. Instead of saying, no, they're going to be too much of a hassle, or they're going to take too much of my time. Instead of saying that, we're saying, no, we're born for adversity. As family, we're born for this. Right? You guys aren't just two random people that happen to meet. You guys are family. Family also recognizes that we just don't have forever. We don't have forever on this world. There's an urgency to family get-togethers, to what the time we have here. Right? As it says in James 4:14, yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that appears for a little time and then vanishes. Right? We don't have forever. Family knows that. Family is intentional with the time we have. Ask any of your grandparents about this. They'll say, yes, I'm going to be more intentional. They know that they don't have forever. They know that the time that they do have is super precious. My mom is just kind of starting to get this into her mind that I'm not going to be at the house forever. I'm going to be moving away to college, and she's understanding that we don't have forever. That the time that we do have now, she's being more intentional with. There's more of an urgency, and there's more like family bond happening because we don't have that time forever. Now, I know the world happens. You guys won't all see each other forever. Some of you guys will go off to college, jobs, do whatever. So relish the time that you guys do have. Relish the family time you guys have now. Family doesn't stop being family, right? We're born into the same family, or for us, we're adopted into the same family, and that doesn't change. When you're in a family, you're always in that family, no matter how many times you mess up, no matter how many times maybe some of you guys wish you weren't a part of your family. We'll always have the same Father, and we'll always be a part of the family. As it says in 1 John 2:25, and this is a promise that he made to us, eternal life, right? The cool thing about our family is that it's actually eternal, right? Our family is going to be eternal because we'll be eternally in heaven with our Father. I know sometimes it's a burden that that we can't get rid of our family, right? At one of your family get-togethers, and you're like that second cousin twice removed that's kind of weird, and do they even do sports? Probably like lacrosse or something weird like that. Lacrosse is weird. But anyways, right? So like at that situation, you don't really want to be family with them. But I guarantee you that when you fly into their state that they live in and you need a ride from the airport, there's no one in the world you'd rather see than that family member. And if they are any decent family member, they're going to pick you up. They're going to be family for you, not for anything you've done for them, not for any situation or anything you've done or anything else other than just being family. Right? Our family is eternal. And also, we don't get to choose our family. Right? You're born into this world, probably not by your own choice, but the family that you're born into is a family God picks. It says that God knit you together in your mother's womb. So he knew the mother that you would have. He knew the family that you would have. And I know I can't answer for all of you guys why you're in your family. Maybe you guys will never know the reason God put you in your family. But I know why God put us in this family. He put us in this family for us to grow together, for us to love together, for us to further his kingdom. As it says in Proverbs 27:17, iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. That this family is here to sharpen one another, that we're here to help each other grow. So those are the things that when we look at each other as family happen, right? We don't leave each other. It's forever. We're there for each other. But the world or the church is not a great example of this. I'm going to be honest. And it's honestly sad and heartbreaking that you guys don't have a better example of what a family of believers really looks like. You guys can look around for the last 2 years of how the church has handled things. Does it look like they've handled them like a well put together family? Not really. It looks like a lot of bickering and arguing and no, this is my toy, no, this is your toy type situation. When a problem arises, do they try to fix it in love, patience, peace, as a family would? Or do they just quit and move on to the next thing? So the church is not a great example of all the time. But that doesn't mean that we can't start being that example. Just because maybe the bigger American church isn't being the best example of what a family is, doesn't mean that God doesn't call us to be that family. He calls us to be that light, to be the true family that he wants to have with us, to be one. But why is any of this important? Other than maybe seeing each other a little nicer and talking to each other a little nicer and probably, not yelling and arguing at each other. Well, it's super important because Jesus thought it was important. Ooh, I love Modesto so much. But it's super important because Jesus thought it was important. Jesus, in his whole life of ministry, we only have like the last 3 years or so, written down, and we only have a couple of his prayers. Now, we know that he prayed all the time, probably multiple times a day even. But the prayers that we do have just show how much more important they are because they're so scarce. And this is what Jesus said. This is what Jesus said about us being one. In John 17, 20, and 23, I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me and I in you, that they may also be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory you have given me, I have given to them, that they be not even as we are one, I and them and you and me, that they may become perfectly one, so that the world might know that you sent me and loved them even as you loved me. So that's a lot of words, a lot of biblical. Let's break it down. It says, for the believers, that's us. For the believers in the future tense, he's talking the future tense, he's talking to us. That we might be one, as him and the Father are one. And there's the whole Trinity and God being the Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's a lot. Let's just say that they're very, very, very close. They are one. It's called the 3-in-1, right? They are in one. But why is it important for us to be one? Well, it says right there at the end, so that the world, this outside world, everyone else, might know that you sent me and loved them even as you loved me. So why is it important for us to be one? It's because we are the witness that Jesus came. We are the witness and the example that Jesus is real. It says right here that when we are one, the world knows that Jesus is real. Imagine if we acted like that. If this Wednesday night, every Wednesday night, this group of believers said that we are going to practice this, that we're going to practice being one, that we're going to worship together as one, that we're going to live together as one, that whoever walked through that door, when they saw that, they would say Jesus is real. They have no other response. People that from all different walks of life, all different schools and sports and paths in life being together as one. That doesn't happen anywhere else. People go to where they feel comfortable, to where they feel the sameness with people. But a lot of us don't have anything in common other than Jesus, other than being one with God. So imagine if this was more than just here. If we took this out into the world, right? I know there's only probably 6 schools here, 6, 7 schools, I don't know. But statistically, you guys have to go to some schools together, right? Maybe you guys don't know it, but you guys go to some schools together. Imagine if you guys were one at that school. Then everyone at that school would say Jesus is real because of your example of being one. So what if you're not a part of this family, though? What if you sit here tonight and you're like, I've never accepted Jesus. I've never called him King of my life or Lord. Well, then tonight's a great time to start that. This forgiveness, this family is open to anyone at all times. Jesus sent his son to die so that we would be saved. If you want to be a part of this family, talk to the small group leader tonight. Talk to me, Kyle, or any of the leaders here, honestly. It says in the Bible that heaven rejoices when someone believes. And I know that it's true that people here, that the believers here rejoice when people believe. You know, I know that because every time after Vertigo, when there are baptisms, I see the genuine joy on your guys' face for each other, for someone else being a part of that family, for being a part of this family, for being one. So to recap, the way we see each other is probably not the way God wants us to see each other. He wants us to see the people across this room, the believers around here, not as just people, not in just a positive, negative, or neutral light, but he wants us to see a family member over there. He wants us to see someone else who's been adopted by God. He wants us to be the example to the world that he came. He wants us to be the point where it says that Jesus came because of these people. Because of CrossPoint students, I know that Jesus raised. I know that Jesus died for me. I know that Jesus was here because CrossPoint students is one. To wrap up, there's a verse in Romans 15, 5 through 7 that really just shows the outlook and what being one looks like. It says, "May the God of endurance and encouragement grant you to live in such harmony with one another, in accordance with Jesus Christ, that together you may be with one voice, glorify the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, welcome one another as Christ would welcome you, for the glory of God." Now, this is the part where you guys usually like, okay, he's done talking, done with the sermon. We're going to get up, run to small groups. But we're going to do something a little different. This series is going to be very practical. If we walk out of this and we get nothing and there's no practical steps, then there's no point of any of this. There's no point in me talking. There's no point in us worshiping. If we don't take steps to becoming one family, then there's no point in any of this. The world won't say that Jesus is real if we can't become one. So we're going to have, the band can come up now, and we're going to have one more song played, but we're going to do one thing before that. We're going to have a time of prayer. And I know we do this every once in a while where we pray together, but I want us to pray specifically tonight that this group of people, that this group of believers would be one, that we would see each other as family, that we would let go of the grudges we have for one another, that we would stop talking behind each other's back, that we would encourage one another as one. But here's my challenge. If we truly believe that we are all family, then we need to pray together as family. So my challenge is find someone in this family that you're not maybe super comfortable praying with because you don't know them. Praying with someone different is hard, it's stressful, but we're all a part of this together. We're all a family. So you guys can stand up, groups of 3 or 4 people, praying together that we might be one.
You guys are welcome to stay in your seats and sit down. You can go find a spot somewhere. We're just going to hang here for a little bit and just give time to do this. I know it feels maybe a little awkward, but if you give it a shot, I think God will do some pretty cool things. Just a reminder to try to keep the noise down, just so that the people around you aren't distracted, but pray out loud. Ask how you can be praying for each other. Pray for that oneness that God so desperately wants for his people. guys may be finished up. Some of you may be just getting started. We just want you to have the time that you need and the space that you need to pray with each other, to be with each other, to get to know each other. And so we're gonna sing this song in just a moment, but I just want you to feel like all the freedom in the world to totally ignore it, if that's what you want, to continue to pray, continue to talk with each other quietly. If you want to stand with us, awesome. If you'd rather sit, awesome. If you want to go find a corner in the room, connect with Jesus. If you want to sing together in your groups, whatever you want, just as long as it's not a distraction to people around you. And let's just end our time tonight before we head off into small groups, just celebrating this reality that, like the scripture said, Dawson read, we're not slaves anymore to our desires and to the corruptness of the world and to our sin, but we've been adopted into God's family. We're his kids, and he loves us and knows what's best for us, and we can trust him in that. So we'll sing here in just a moment. Feel free to respond however you'd like to.
Unravel me with a melody. You surround me with the song of deliverance from my enemies till all my fears are gone. I'm no longer a slave to fear. I
are so thankful that you've decided to bring us into your family. God, I don't think that even if we've heard this a lot of times, really get what a massive thing that is. But God, I pray you just show us a little clearer tonight. Lord, help us to know what a massive responsibility this is too. That a world around us, it's not on us to change people, but man, a world around us is looking, and it's so fractured and broken, and it's looking and it's asking, could this be the thing that's real, that's true? This whole Jesus deal. And you've made it so clear that how we treat each other, how we are together, makes a huge impact on people understanding who you are. God, I pray that as we just consider what you'd have us do out of this, what your Spirit is telling us to do, whether it's to start up a relationship with someone in this group that is a little deeper than it was, whether it's connecting with someone who loves you, who doesn't even go to this church, because we're one family, not just CrossPoint, not just CrossPoint students, but every church in this town and in the world. God, we are one family. So God, I just pray we'd see each other like that, and you would change how we treat each other because of that. We love you. We are so grateful for you. Keep working on our hearts. Keep working on our minds. It's going to be so easy to slide back into our little clearly defined corners, but God, would you just get rid of all of those and make us one like you want us to be. In your awesome and incredible name, amen. Amen. Thank you so much for being with us, guys. You can head out to small groups now. If you're not sure where you need to go, you can kind of come on up here to the front. We'd be happy to show you where you need to go. Have an awesome night. We'll see you back here next week for part 2 of our 1 series. See you later.